I came to Cathedral High in 1987. I had just arrived from Honduras. I thought I was coming to spend some time with their relatives. I'm in the room packing my things. I'm excited because I get to go back home and tell all my friends about my adventure in the United States. Here comes my grandmother and my mom into the room, and they have this somber kind of look in their faces. She began to talk and said, you know, son, your mother and I have made a decision that you're going to stay in the United States and go to school here, and that you have a better future here. So I looked at my mom and said, Mom, you know, it's like, do you not want me to go back? And, you know, and it was, you could tell it was one of the toughest decisions for my mom. And I thank her because that was the best decision she could have made for me. So I stayed. So it was tough. The first 6 months were tough, and then we found Cathedral. My uncle, Dennis, was the one who lived across the street. Saw the kids coming in and out of Cathedral, sort of understood it was a great school and a great environment for me. You know, as soon as I walked into Cathedral, I felt the warmth. I felt that this was a place where, you know, I could learn. I was a shy kid. I was insecure, and Cathedral allowed me to find my voice. It started giving me the confidence that I could lead, the confidence that I could be an example, the confidence that I could be successful. Everything that Cathedral taught me was around, if you work hard enough, if you sort of have the right support systems around you, if you dedicate yourself to the highest standards, yes, you're gonna have difficulties, you're gonna have challenges, and not everything's gonna be rosy, but you're gonna set yourself up for success. Those 2 years, and I only spent 2 years at Cathedral. Most people don't realize that. I could only imagine if I was there 4 years. Those 2 years, I found an inner confidence that allowed me to think that anything was possible, and actually truly materialized for me what the American dream was, and that I could in fact reach it. Ed Blakely, at that time, was the food director at Cathedral. He made sure that everyone at that school was nourished, and Ed stayed at Cathedral until his retirement a couple of years ago. You know, I never forget walking in and just seeing something in him, the way that he cares about kids. And he and I just used to have these conversations about life and about where I was from. And at that time, he was practicing his Spanish, so we were talking Spanish. And he became someone who I relied on heavily for a number of different things. Him understanding all what I was going through, him having seen many kids come through Cathedral that were like me. He's my father. He's a second father to me. He's become grandpa to my kids. He embraced me as his son, and to this day, I'm his son. And I wouldn't be where I am today, specifically, if it wasn't for his nurturing, his support, his friendship. And he's done that for countless numbers of kids at Cathedral. After Cathedral, I went to Boston University, a major in political science, minor in international relations, and played football there. Graduated, and I somehow had the great opportunity to be invited to camp with the Miami Dolphins. My NFL career was short-lived, 3 years. When I was in New England, I ended up going to night school and working on my master's. So when I came back here, when my career was over, I was trying to figure out what to do. I ended up getting an opportunity to go to work in corporate, and then decided to launch my own business in 2008. I had my own consultancy business for 3 years, where I ran a diversity consulting and an executive search firm. And then State Street came calling about almost 8 years ago. You know, if I could think back of a pivotal moment in my life and in my career, it was Cathedral. Everything sort of comes back to Cathedral. If I didn't have Cathedral, could I be here on the 35th floor? Perhaps, perhaps not. Who knows? But I don't want to know. I know that, you know, Cathedral happened, and I'm glad that it did.